Under a tangle of branches and decades of forgotten dreams, a 1974 Alfa Romeo GTV 2000 Saturday lifeless. Rust traced every contour of its Italian curves, leaves blanketed the windshield, and the undercarriage had all but fused with the soil beneath. Most people would walk past it without a second glance, just another relic of the past left to rot. But where others saw decay, I saw destiny. I saw my dream. That neglected Alfa was about to become the center of the most ambitious and personal project I've ever undertaken. The day I pulled it out from under that tree was the start of a journey I'll never forget. I had no professional crew, no luxury workshop, just a standard garage, a tool set collected over years, and a stubborn passion for breathing life back into machines. This wouldn't be a simple restoration. I wasn't aiming to return the car to stock. I wanted something unique. I envisioned a restomod, a blend of classic Italian styling and raw modern performance. And I had just the engine in mind to make it happen, a Ferrari 360 V8. Yes, you read that right. A Ferrari engine in an Alfa Romeo. Disassembling the Alfa was both cathartic and grueling. Every bolt felt like a story waiting to be uncovered. Some were rusted solid, others stripped, and many refused to budge without a fight. The original 2.0-liter inline-4 engine was seized and coated in grime. I removed it, not with reverence, but with a sense of liberation. That engine had lived its life, it was time for a new heart. With the body stripped down to bare metal, the extent of the damage became clear. Rust had taken hold in the rockers, the floors, the wheel arches, and even parts of the roof. Some people would call it too far gone, but I saw it as an open canvas. Over weeks, I fabricated new panels, welded in fresh steel, and slowly restructured the car's integrity from the ground up. Every time the welder sparked, it felt like I was adding new life to something long thought dead. Meanwhile, the Ferrari 360 engine sat in my garage like a red jewel, 8 cylinders of screaming Italian fury, capable of over 400 horsepower. Getting that V8 into the GTV's engine bay was a puzzle of epic proportions. The Alfa wasn't designed for this kind of power or size, and every inch of clearance mattered. I had to modify the firewall, reshape the transmission tunnel, and fabricate custom engine mounts. I mated it to a 6-speed manual transaxle from a Porsche, modifying the driveshaft and creating a hybrid drivetrain capable of handling the torque while preserving the car's balance. To handle the power and keep the car controllable, I rebuilt the suspension entirely. Out went the original setup, in came custom COI levers, upgraded sway bars, and fully adjustable arms. The brakes were sourced from a modern performance car, 6-piston calipers in the front and 4 in the rear. I didn't want this Alfa to just go fast, I needed it to stop on a dime. Power steering was another challenge. The original car had none, and with wider modern tires and a heavier front end, it was absolutely necessary. I adapted an electric power steering unit from a contemporary vehicle, hiding it within the steering column to maintain a clean look. For air conditioning, I custom-fit a modern AC compressor to the Ferrari block and routed discrete vents through the dash. Now, the car could scream on a mountain road and still keep me cool on a hot summer day. The bodywork was a work of passion. I didn't want to overdo it, I wanted to preserve the GTV's soul while giving it a subtle aggression. I smoothed the bumpers, tucked the fenders just a hair, and fabricated a custom grille. The paint was a color I mixed myself, a deep metallic charcoal with hints of burnt copper under the sun. It's not a color Alfa ever used, but one I felt represented the blend of vintage and modern, old and new. Inside, I reimagined the cabin as a driver-focused cockpit. I installed custom leather bucket seats with red stitching, matching the valve covers of the Ferrari engine. The dashboard was completely rebuilt with brushed aluminum trim, analog gauges with modern internals, and a minimalist center console housing a custom gear shifter. Every wire was redone with a new harness, hidden neatly to give the interior a clean, almost surgical feel. A Bluetooth-enabled sound system and discrete sound deadening meant I could cruise in comfort or let the V8 do all the talking. Starting the car for the first time was a surreal moment. I remember triple-checking every connection, torque spec, and fluid level. My hands were shaking as I turned the key. At first, just silence. Then a cough. Then, it roared to life. The Ferrari V8 thundered through the custom exhaust system, echoing through the garage with a mechanical symphony that sent chills down my spine. It wasn't just an engine start, it was a resurrection. Driving it was everything I hoped it would be and more. The balance between the lightweight chassis and the monstrous powertrain felt intoxicating. On tight backroads, it danced like a ballerina. On straightaways, it launched like a missile. Yet, Despite its ferocity, it never lost the elegance that made the original Alfa Romeo GTV such an icon. It felt refined, yet raw. Civilized, yet untamed. I took the car to a local meet shortly after completion. People gathered around, asking questions, pointing, some even shaking their heads in disbelief. "You did this in your garage?" they'd ask. Every detail, from the shaved door handles to the hand-stitched steering wheel, was a conversation starter. But the moment the hood opened to reveal that prancing horse nestled within Alfa's classic lines, jaws dropped. For me, this build was never about impressing anyone. It wasn't about winning trophies or going viral online. It was about creating something deeply personal. I had spent hundreds of late nights, early mornings, scraped knuckles, and solitary hours in that garage. I poured every ounce of creativity, skill, and obsession into this machine. Restomods walk a fine line between respecting heritage and rewriting it. I believe this Alfa Romeo GTV, reborn with Ferrari DNA, captures the best of both worlds. It tells a story, not just of engineering, but of vision, perseverance, and love for the automobile. This wasn't just a car rebuild, it was a dream made real. I didn't just restore a car. I created something that never existed before. And now, every time I take it out on the road, shift into gear, and let that V8 scream, I'm reminded that even the rustiest dreams, when pulled from beneath the shadows, can come roaring back to life, stronger, faster, and more beautiful than ever before.